Welcome back to the channel, ScooterATVSales.com at Scooter City, Reno. Here today with the TAO Motors DB10 fully automatic with electric start little mini dirt bike. This is the TAO Motors mini dirt bike they've had for years, and it has the 24-inch seat height from the ground up. I have it here on the lift. It's an electric start, single cylinder, air cooled, has the 10-inch spoke wheels. These are the tube type with a 32 PSI. I'm going to throw you guys some service tips, just like I have on some of the other dirt bikes. A lot of you guys out there, customers or just people that are interested in these dirt bikes, will call or email and ask. We're going to go around to the other side. What is this angled? A lot of folks think this right here is the drain plug for the oil. Now this engine, this is the 110cc. It takes just short of a quart of 4-stroke oil. I have the Lucas right here, 1040. We also have the chain wax that we use here, the Maxima. It's an excellent product to service your dirt bike. Also here, before I point out a couple of things here, you do have the spark plug. We use NGK, the CR7HSA. All right, so this right here is your timing chain push rod. This is the drain plug for the oil. So the oil will come out, but this is your timing chain push rod up in this area right here. So you don't want to touch this. Your drain plug is on this side. It takes a 17 millimeter. As you can see, it's marked in red. And you want to fit your socket up here as such, and then loosen it up, drop your oil. There's no oil filter in there, you guys. Just drop the oil till it's just a fine little drip, and then put the nut back in here, tighten it up, and then you want to add your oil over here on this side. So you open this up here. Again, as I mentioned, it takes just short of a quart of oil. Now you can see these hash marks over here, right about right here, and that's where it should be when you fill it. Now it takes just short of a quart of oil. We'll wipe this down, and to check it, you don't have to screw this all the way back in. So you just dip it and pull it back out and check it and put it back in here. And that's all you have to do on this 110. Now these 110s are generally just Honda clone style motors, you guys. So you want to service your dirt bike periodically, particularly when they're brand new. I've mentioned in other videos, you need that first service done. You got to run through all the nuts and bolts. Very, very important to do that first service. Then thereafter, just periodic service. It's a hard use vehicle, just like the ATVs. So you want to check your swing arm here, nuts and bolts here, all the way around. You want to check your exhaust muffler here, make sure all the nuts and bolts are nice and tight. This right here is where your spark plug is located. You can pull out the boot and replace the spark plug with a spark plug socket. This here is where you check your valves up here. And the bottom one as well, you have your intake and your exhaust, your carburetor here, you have your choke right here, your manual choke. You just want to run your wrench through all the different nuts and bolts, making sure everything's nice and tight. Again, this is fully automatic with electric start. Check your axle here on your front axle. We'll walk around to the other side. It's a really nice bike, very durable, great for beginners. This is where your battery is mounted. Make sure your battery box is nice and tight. Again, it's an electric start, fully automatic, single cylinder. This is where your stator area is located. You have a nice underplate here to protect the bottom, little skid plate. Make sure that's always mounted correctly and nice and tight on there. Make sure that your disc brakes and your hoses, everything looks good here. You do have drum in the back. Then you have a disc in the front here. Check your spokes. Make sure your shocks are nice and tight here. The steering stem, the steering nut on the very top here as well, and also your mount, your handlebar mounts, you guys. Very important to do all that service, and first service, second service, third service. I mean, the more you use it, the harder you use it, the more you got to check it out. Right over here you have your fuel filter. This is the way it goes into the carburetor. You can see this right here is to check your idle. This is your fuel shut off, on and off. Now again, this has a dampener on the shock, so you can get a spanner wrench. It's called a spanner wrench. So you can adjust this properly based on how you'd like it dampened. Basic service tips. This is very easy to service, you guys. Again, don't touch this right here. This is where your timing chain push rod is located, up here in this area. There will be some oil coming out, and there's a spring in there as well, so don't touch this. The angled one here, your drop is on the other side. I'll mention that again. I get a lot of calls and emails, and people get very concerned in what they just did, that they just loosen that up, and they get quite worried. Just put that, if you did loosen that up, just put that bolt, everything back in the way it came out, and you'll be good to go. And this is your drain plug right over here. Your check here on this side here. So adjusting your drum brakes in the back, this right here is a little nut here. You turn it clockwise, it allows you to adjust and tighten the drum brakes in the back. To adjust your chain, you loosen the axle nuts on both sides, and then you loosen these two nuts right here, and it allows you to horizontally move your chain so you can adjust the tightness according to the way you'd like it here. Right now, this has been nicely adjusted according to a brand new dirt bike. And again, chains do stretch, you guys, particularly when they're brand new, so you adjust it accordingly. Always follow the weight capacity on these dirt bikes. I've had numerous customers that were well over the weight capacity, and what they've done is they busted the chain, as well as the front drive gear, as well as bent the swing arm axle, you guys. So keep that in mind. It's so important to you follow the recommended weight capacity. This should be no more than just over 100 pounds, and that is it. I've seen folks that are 150, 250, even 300 pounds ride these, and then the result is not very good at the end, because you ruin a lot of the drivetrain as well as the axles and so forth on this, and it's not under warranty, so always keep that in mind. So hope you guys find these service videos and tips well. Oh, also to loosen your seat, you guys, right up here you can get a 10 millimeter here, and then this will allow you to loosen. You loosen these nuts out, back them out, and then it'll allow you to lift your seat right out if you need to get access to that area. Again, this is the TAO Motors DB10 4-stroke, fully automatic with electric start, the kids beginner dirt bike. Really nice, great starter dirt bike. Highly recommended. It's good quality for the money. Very, very affordable. You'll find this model on our website. Again, when we ship these out of state, they get shipped from the TAO Motors warehouse in a box. Partial assembly is required, so always keep that in mind. When anything you order, that's pretty much how it's done with any of the brands, Chinese brands out there right now. ScooterATVSales.com. This one is under our dirt bike category. Hope all is well, and we'll see you guys soon. If you guys need some universal scooter and ATV parts, at ScooterATVParts.com, and you'll find me posting on Instagram on Scooter ATV Sales. And take care. See you soon.